Hello everybody, post-match reaction. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to look at the camera, but we are steadily moving out of Huddersfield. Crap, absolutely crap today. From start to finish, didn't feel like we were on it. Looked leggy at points, looked lethargic, didn't look incisive, neglected central spaces to try with build-up play. It was lateral, it was passive, it just wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough today, and I thought when it was 11v11, they thoroughly deserved it. They really did deserve it. They were on top, they were up for it, they were fighting. I just felt Leeds, we looked very sort of out of the moment. A few Leeds fans around me in the Huddersfield end questioning afterwards, should he have played as strong a team? In against Chelsea. Obviously that's going to be up for debate because they did look, in my opinion, at points a little bit fatigued. But overall, it just looked like Huddersfield were way more up for it. I thought it was Somerville's worst game of the season. I thought every sort of ball that he hit in with his left or his right, his ball striking ability was horrendous. It hit Huddersfield's centre-back. It was easy for him to position himself every single time. Somerville had the right-back 1v1 because he couldn't get the ball off the ground, Crysencio. Willie spent more time on the floor than he did trying to pursue an equaliser for Leeds, which, at those moments you just need to get up and get on with it. Pat got his goal but was anonymous throughout large parts of the game. I didn't really understand why Joseph didn't start. Two goals against Chelsea, came up against two very, very decent centre-backs in terms of standards, and then against Huddersfield, centre-backs wasn't deemed wasn't required to start the game, which I thought was a bit odd. Bamford, got his goal, but I thought, at points, I think, I'll be honest, I think Somerville's movement's a lot better. I think he's quicker, and I've mentioned this, I think his attributes in a game like that would have been really, really good. Off the shoulder of the centre-backs, I thought Bamford, his movement was off today, just static. Good for the goal, obviously, but that's where you expect an attacker to be. But the defenders didn't look worried with Bamford today. He looked quite easy pickings for them. And I thought it was difficult for Somerville and Gnonto to pick out anybody at points because Bamford wasn't in the required spots. I thought, there'd be points where they'd get it down the left or get it down the right and there'd be nobody in the box, and Bamford would sort of sluggishly get into the box quite late today. The midfield was okay. I thought Gruev was quite passive. He was very risk averse today. I thought was always all right going backwards and side to side, but overall I didn't think there was any real progression from that central midfield. I thought Kamara was poor. The whole team was poor. They were off it. They put in an excellent performance for 60 minutes against Chelsea, and maybe that had a part to play in it in terms of fatigue, but they just were nowhere near it today. Were nowhere near it, and there was questions about that before the game, I know, from some of our fan base. Is it going to be it's going to be a tough game today, and I thought it wouldn't be. I thought Leeds' class would have been able to shine above, really, when you look at the calibre we've got. What we did against Leicester, what we're able to do for 60 minutes against Chelsea, but it just didn't. They were well up for it. It sort of harked me back a little bit to the Rotherham game at home, the Rotherham game away, the Coventry game at home, the Wednesday game at home, the Birmingham games away, where we just came out, and obviously there's context to be applied when it comes to squad depth in those games, especially Birmingham and Sheffield Wednesday, when, there was context applied, but we just looked completely off it, completely off colour, and it was just side to side to side to side to side, and Huddersfield kept compact, and we've seen against Leeds this season when Leeds have gone lateral, constantly side to side to side to side. There needs to be a little bit of class, a little bit of ingenuity, someone to get the ball and strike it. Joseph, I thought, would have been that man. I don't know why Perrault came on ahead of him. If I'm honest, I don't know why Anthony came on ahead of him at that moment. Maybe go Bamford and Joseph as a front two. I don't understand when, and I'm not hearing any of this rubbish of, he doesn't, he's only a young lad, he's just scored twice against Chelsea and arguably been man of the match with Archie Gray. Why would you not start him? I don't understand it. I'd have started him today. I think he'd have ran their defenders ragged in hindsight. Obviously, it's easy to say, but his athleticism, his pace, I thought he'd have been perfect for today. And he was warming up the whole game. He was next to us, warming up the whole game. But if I'm honest with you, really disappointed with sort of Farke in not starting him today. I thought it was the ideal opportunity. There was an argument that Anthony should have started, but I know the fan base, probably including myself, would have got on him not starting Somerville and Gnonto. But I mean, Gnonto was really, really poor today. Rutter was way off it, doing too much when the easy ball was there, but they crowded him. And I think that's the thing with Leeds. You completely crowd Rutter out of the game, and Leeds do struggle a little bit because it does feel like, the playmakers, well, they are the biggest playmakers in this side are Rutter and Somerville. And when Somerville's off colour, which he was awful today, and when Rutter's just crowded out, then it becomes difficult for Leeds, and it did become difficult. There was no other outlet. I thought when Roberts came on, he was the bright spark. Obviously got the overlap and drilled it in for Bamford's goal. I thought he was the spark in the team. I thought, if I'm to give a man of the match today, it's probably him. But I thought there's a lot of us, and we had 70% possession at the end there, but we're getting the ball. Gruev's picking up the ball all the time. We're not going forward with it. He wants the ball all the time, does Gruev, and he frustrated me a lot today. And he's frustrated me in some games, to be honest with you, because he wants the ball. But it's all right wanting the ball and going side to side, but you need to make an incisive pass. Can you split the defenders? Can you split the centre back and the left back? Well, then the next point is, well, not when Bamford's not making those runs, and not when Bamford's not taking up those positions for Gruev to do it. But it's so easy to get the ball and pass it side to side and then have 70% possession. We saw Southampton do it against Bristol City not long ago, where they had about 90% possession, but they weren't doing anything with it. So it's all right us doing that, but if we're not doing anything with it, what's the point? I thought when Anthony came on for Firpo, he sort of looked, I'll be honest with you, I thought he was putting better balls into the box than Somerville was. Couldn't get the ball off the ground. Looking at the overall picture of it, I don't know when this will go out. The games have just kicked off. I mean, I'm not getting out of here within the next hour, I don't think. But I feel Ipswich are going to win today. Hopefully they don't, but I feel like they're going to win today. Southampton, I feel, are going to get a victory today. Listen, if they don't, fantastic, because we need a favour now. It's been a good run for Leeds, but it's been such a shame, because these are games you have to win. You have to win. You do. Games like Huddersfield and your Sheffield Wednesdays, your Millwalls, you've got to win them. If you want to get into the top two, you've got to win them. With how good this division is this season, you've got to win the games. And if you're not winning the games, it does strike up a little bit of worry. It is just one game, I understand that, and I know I'm going to get comments saying, well, Conor, we still got back into it, but they had 10 men. They had 10 men for that second half, and we could not break them down. And sometimes it's more difficult going up against 10 men, but not when you have as much quality as we have. When we have as much quality as we have, there is no way, when they've got 10 men, never mind having 11 men, we shouldn't be able to break them down. And we were way off colour today. I keep saying it, but we were nowhere near it. Overall a 4.5 out of 10 performance from what we can do. And I don't know, you guys let me know in the comment section below. Did you think we looked tired? Did you think we looked a little bit lethargic, a little bit leggy? Those sort of jinking runs I felt weren't there today. It didn't ricochet for us that much. I thought the referee, to be fair, did us a couple of solids. I mean, the hog challenge should have been a straight red card, to be honest with you, but he obviously picked up another yellow. But that was in the 40th minute. That was in the 40th minute, and we had how many? What was it? After, 'cause we had about 9 minutes added on as well. The amount of time we could have scored in was unbelievable, and we just didn't look like it in that first half. They had 8 shots, 6 on target. We had 2 shots, 1 on target. You can't start games of football like that. If you're trying to get into the top 2, you can't. But yeah, I don't know, just felt flat today. Felt flat. I was looking at the Leeds fans. Obviously, they were in the stand opposite us. There was Leeds fans everywhere today, absolutely everywhere in the Huddersfield end, including us. But Leeds fans, it just felt a bit flat. It was quiet, from their end and the home end and the away end. It felt flat, and they sort of got on top of that, and yeah, the referee was appalling, but really, really disappointing from Leeds today. Massive opportunity missed, early kick-off. And unfortunately, it felt like that one of those games. Leeds just early kick-off, weren't up for it. Don't know why. When you played like you have against Leicester and Chelsea, and then you come into a Huddersfield game like that, it's nowhere near good enough. When you're in a promotion run, and any slip up you make, your opposition are going to capitalise. We're not going up against just another team. We're going up against Southampton, Ipswich, and Leicester. You know what I mean? You can't be dropping points like that against a really, really poor Huddersfield side. Poor team. And yeah, he had to start Joseph. He made a mistake for me. Massive mistake for me. It's what it is, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Probably get home at about 5 o'clock, but let us know what you think.